Welcome to another Unity game development project. Now in this one I just took the last one and I've made some modifications here. As you can see, I still have my text saying game login. Let me change this to calculation form, okay, just so that you know how you can do that right there. And now what I want to do is, in this one, is to be able to take two inputs from the user and click on the button and add both of the inputs together and display in the answer text box. So what I've decided of doing is I called my first text box or input field txt number 1. I called my second input field txt number 2, and my third input field I called txt answer. Now what else I did behind the scene is I declared three input field objects, num1, num2, and result. Currently they're null pointers. They're not pointing to any objects right now. In my start method, I have uploaded the button object and made it associate with the actual button that I have in the form. And here I have added the click event which says process text, which is the name of the method out here. I can rename it to process numbers. And the moment I do that, once again, it gives me an error. I can bring my mouse over, show potential fixes, and I can say rename the process text to process numbers. So I'm going to do that for me. So now, these are some of the things that I've already introduced to you in the last tutorial. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here, I'm going to click on the button, and as you can see as I scroll down, that my button is not tied to anybody, but num1, num2, and result are also listed over here, who I'm going to tie now to the respective elements. So I'm going to click here in front of the num1 and I'll say you are tied to txt number 1, and I will click on this one and I'll say you are tied to txt number 2, and the last one, which is result, is I will going to tie it to txt answer. So now each of the object is now tied to one of the objects on the panel. Now let me switch over back to the game coding environment, and this is where I will going to declare my variables. Just like I declared string objects, I can pretty much declare integer variables. And now I'm going to be taking my input from the input fields into my variables. But now here's the problem. If I just simply say n1 equals to num1.txt, there's no problem in terms of writing the code. The only problem is that I cannot take a string input and put it in an integer. I have to do a conversion. That is the only difference, that if you take a non-string variable in which you are planning on putting a string value, you're going to run into this issue. So that's a very easy fix. You call upon a built-in class convert dot, and then you call the to followed by the data type that you want to use. So convert allows you to quickly fix that problem. Now since convert belongs to using system, and I currently do not have the using system enabled, that is why in the fixes I would have to basically say using system. So using system will automatically understand convert. So now I'm going to copy and paste this. So anytime you use a built-in class and you run into this issue, try to fix it this way. Simply bring your mouse over the error and go under the suggestions and see if you can improve it that way. So I'm reading the number 1 in N1 and number 2 in N2, and I'll now be able to add them together and put them in result, res. Now I need to push the res into another element, input field, which is result. So result dot text equals to res. Now I run into the same issue. I cannot take an integer value as it is and put it in a text property of an input field. So again, I have to take help from convert dot to, and this time I'm going to use string. So this would allow me to fix the problem. Now let's switch over to Unity, and now let's try to run this. And here it is asking me to enter a number, so I'm going to enter a number 12 and enter another number 13, and I'm going to click add numbers. So 12 plus 13 is 25, so it gives me the output. So just like I used the addition operator, you can use multiplication, division, subtraction, modulus. You can write complicated formulas. You can use the math class, and you can use math operations on it. You can use double as a data type. I'm just giving you simple examples for now just to build the foundations, and then you will be bringing in formulas from trigonometry and physics, and you're going to be playing around with a lot of those cool things. So this just gives you some foundation to work on the ideas. So I hope you would have enjoyed this tutorial. I'm going to catch you in the next one, and we're probably going to try to incorporate some more operators. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.